Hello and good morning. Thank you for tuning into CNN News 18. I'm Shen Elizabeth Matthew. Let's begin this bulletin with the top news this hour coming in from Karnataka. Now, in another act of growing dissent within the Congress, Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah's political advisor BR Patil resigns. His sudden exit comes at a time when internal dissensions within Congress over clamour for change in the party's state leadership has intensified. Now remember, BR Patil has expressed disgruntlement in the past, having written a letter in 2023 against the functioning of ministers. He had even threatened to resign in the past as well, saying that he had been insulted by Minister Krishna Gowda after the latter alleged that the funds were not utilized correctly by BR Patil. I'm now joined by CNN News 18, Sudat Bhardwaj. Sudat, what is the reason being cited by BR Patil at this point? Because earlier as well, we have seen he has in fact threatened that he will resign, but finally he has resigned. But what is really the reason being cited by him for his resignation?
Well, we are yet to ascertain the exact reason behind BR Patil's resignation. He has not confirmed why exactly he has resigned for now. But yes, he has definitely resigned. That much we can definitely confirm for now. But this is definitely a reflection of the, dissent within the party, the growing fault lines within the party day by day. The Congress government in Karnataka has seen many such raised voices, and this is yet another voice. And this time, this is CM Siddaramaiah's own political advisor, BR Patil. But this is not the first time that he has threatened to resign. While he has officially resigned this time, there have been occasions where he has, expressed disgruntlement. In fact, way back in 2023, him and a few other Congress MLAs had even written a letter to CM Siddaramaiah. They had signed a letter saying that they were unhappy with the functioning of at least 20 ministers and that they were not responding to them when it came to allocation of funds as well. They had cited the shortage of funds, the functioning of ministers, and them not exactly responding to their calls, and that the ministers to appointed officials to their own whims and fancies without taking into account what the MLA said. All these were some of the complaints that were cited by him and several other ministers, and he had even threatened to resign, saying that because he had faced a charge from Revenue Minister Krishna Gowda, unless these charges were proven by a high probe, a top-level probe, he wouldn't continue and he wouldn't even attend the Belgavi winter session in 2023. So he had expressed disgruntlement in the past, so there are various speculations flying around whether these were the very reasons that eventually led to him to step down from his post as the political advisor of CM Siddaramaiah. But this is definitely yet another episode of the growing dissent within the Congress.
All right. So that I request you to please stay with us as we are getting another breaking input as far as the story is concerned. Now, as the rift widens in Karnataka Congress, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah reacts to Congress MLA BR Patil's resignation as his political advisor. Now, he said, and I quote, "It's not a rebellion. I will talk with him," unquote.
ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಬಂಡಾಯ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನೋಡೋಣ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಮಾತಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ರಾಜೀನಾಮೆ ಪತ್ರ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಲಕೋಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾನು ಓದಿಲ್ಲ. ಲಕೋಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. ನನಗೆ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಬರುವಾಗ ಬಂತು, ಅದು ನಾನು ಓದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಪೂರ್ಣ ಕನ್ನಡ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನ.
All right, I'm now joined by BJP's S. Prakash. Mr. Prakash, your first reaction to BR Patil putting his resignation. What is the reason? Of course, is not being cited, but this is clearly dissent that is widening within the Congress party in Karnataka.
He has been raising his voice about non-availability of funds for the developmental works in his constituency in the district. The guarantee amount is swallowing all the developmental activities in the state. He is consistently raising his voice against it. Now, ultimately, he has submitted resignation when he has found that no amount is available for any developmental work in our state. We have been going backwards in Karnataka, where only guarantee matters, not the development activities. But the government is in denial mode, Mr. Siddaramaiah is in such a denial mode. He does not even know his own political advisor has submitted resignation, and he has not. He says he has not seen the resignation letter. He is the Chief Minister of State, and he should be updated with all the information, development, minute by minute. Unfortunately, they are in denial mode.
So, Mr. Prakash, you are saying that the lack of funds is the reason that BR Patil has resigned. But earlier as well, in 2023, there were corruption charges against him within a leader within the party who had in fact put these corruption charges against him. So, could that be a reason?
There are many contradictions among the Congress legislators. Some they accuse of corruption charges, some they claim there are no developmental activities. Developmental activities are also demanded in the constituency so that they make money out of it. But today they are without any funds for the constituencies. That could be also one of the reasons for Mr. BR Patil to submit his resignation.
All right. Thank you, Mr. S. Prakash, for putting out your point there. So, according to the BJP at this point, it seems that lack of funds and lack of work being done in their own respective constituencies is what some of the MLAs are in fact coming forward and resigning. And this time it is BR Patil who has in fact put his resignation. Let me go back to my colleague Sudat Bhardwaj. Sudat, when we talk about Siddaramaiah, the first reaction that is coming in from the Chief Minister is that I have not seen his resignation, but I will talk to him. Do you think that by talking or having a discussion, BR Patil will, take back his resignation?
Well, I mean, it is all likely because he had, coaxed him in the past against taking such a decision when the letter was submitted about a growing dissent to the Congress. He had, at least managed to allay any of the fears that were raised for then. We have seen no other statement really from BR Patil in this regard for the past year and a half. But once again, he having resigned, will Siddaramaiah successfully manage to convince him from taking that decision? That is something that remains to be seen. Because remember, BR Patil was appointed as the political advisor, which is the position of a cabinet rank, because it failed to make it to the cabinet. And I don't know, given the fact that he has resigned once again, citing various reasons that are yet to be ascertained, will BR Patil rescind his decision? That is something we have to see, because CM Siddaramaiah clearly feels that this is not a big deal and this is not any rebellion, that he would, speak to him and ensure that such a decision is not taken. But only time will tell whether he will actually successfully manage to, brew the dissent of one of his own advisors.
So that also, we just spoke to one of the BJP leaders. He says that the lack of funds could possibly the reason why BR Patil has put his resignation, because he's not able to do much work within his constituency. Is that the reason, so?
Well, it could very well be the reason, given that, he had written a letter in, 2023, as I had specified, complaining against the functioning of ministers, citing even shortage of funds, and the fact that they did not respond to the MLA's their calls for funds and for works to be carried out in their constituency. So, it could very well be the reason right now that BR Patil might have felt and accordingly tendered his resignation. So, that could definitely be one of the reasons. This is a growing concern. Many MLAs have spoken out about how developmental works are not being carried out in their constituency, citing the guarantees as well. Some have even called for some of the guarantees to be stopped. So, yes, plenty of questions have been raised in this regard, and this political advisor tendering his resignation will only add fuel to the fire about the growing fault lines within the Congress.
Absolutely. Big setback for the Siddaramaiah government, as the Siddaramaiah as political advisor